Forest Policy Act, a decree, edict, or law, especially one proceeding from a legislative body, alienable and disposable land, refers to all areas delineated or demarcated as not needed for forest purposes. Arrest, an act of taking a person into custody in order that he may forthcoming answer the commission of his offense. Auxiliary invoice, a document issued by the BIR which contains complete listing of forest product and a specified forest charge. Barangay, the small the smallest political unit of the government endowed with power to own properties, to sue and to is sued, and to pass ordinances affecting its government affairs. Certificate of Origin, a document issued by BFD for every shipment of forest product from one place to the other. Civil and military reservation refers to those lands which utilized for civil military purposes. Code, any systematic collection or digest of the existing of a country, any system or collection or points of law. Confiscation, an appropriation through court order of forest product found illegal including accessories therein. Decree, an ordinance or edict promulgated by civil of other authority. Destination, the place where forest products are unloaded from the carrier outside its territorial jurisdiction or a certain concession area. Ethics, conforming with an accepted standards of good behavior. Exporting, the system of transporting products from one place to another, either for sale, for barter, or for exchange. Firewood refers to all cut and gathered trunks, branches of a tree used for domestic household consumption. Forester, a person who has been professionally educated in forestry with a qualification to practice forest or an equivalent degree. Forest occupants, an individual actually and directly occupying or cultivating public forest land as of December 31, 1981. Forest offense, an offense made by any person inside the public forest which has an absolute purpose without prior authority. Forest officer, any official of the BFD who has been delegated by the law to execute and enforce forestry laws, rules, and regulation. Forest policy, a branch of forestry which deals with practices and courses of action underlying the management and development of forest property. Forest product comprised of all goods and services obtained from the forest, either raw, derived, or processed form. Forest production, the study which deals with safeguarding, protecting, tending, and caring for forest resources from various injurious agencies. Forest reserves refers to those lands which has been reserved by the President of the Philippines for any specific purpose or purposes. Forestry, the scientific management of forest for the continuous production of goods and services. Fuel wood refers to all cut, gathered trunks, branches of trees used for commercial fuel consumption. Illegal forest products pertain to all forest products derived from public forest land without any supporting official documents. Law, a rule of conduct just obligatory and laid down by legitimate power for common observance and benefits. lease, a privilege granted by the state to a person to occupy and possess any forest land wherein rental is clearly specified. License, a privilege granted by the state to a person to utilize forest resources within any forest land and with the right to establish and operate processing plant therein. Log supply contract, a written agreement and to buy and between licensure holder and a log buyer and former supplies logs into the latter over a specified period of time. Log transaction form, an accountable form jointly by the BFD, PWPE, PLMA issued to license holder indicating the place of transaction, unsold logs, and both by the vendor and the bindi. Mangrove, the type of forest occurring on tidal flat along the sea coast extending along stream where the water is brackish. Marine park, any public offshore are delimited as habitat of rare and unique species of marine flora and fauna. Memorandum, a note used in aiding the memory, a brief record. An informal communication about office matters sent among the staff of a company or an organization. Mineral land refers to those lands of public domain which have been classified as the source of homogeneous crystalline substances. Mossy forest, the type of forest growing on higher elevation with and composed of short and stand trees where the streams are usually covered with mosses. Multiple use management, the harmonized utilization of land, soil, water, wildlife, recreation values, grasses, and timber of forest land. National economy refers to the entire economic life in the country. National patrimony refers to the national resources of the country which is under the Constitution and include all kinds of public domain. Natural law, a law based on morality or equity. It is not legally compellable in court but it allows the retention of what has been voluntarily given, delivered, or rendered. Open land refers to a base or grass-covered tract of land devoid of commercial forestry. Policy formation, the way that policies take form or come into existence. Policy formulation is the process of preparing a systematic statement of the settled future course which a society has agreed to follow. Prosecution pertains to a legal proceeding with a purpose of determining guilt or innocence of, of an alleged offender. Rationalization, an organization of logging business using management principles, system, and procedures to attain stability, efficiency, and profitability of an operation. Resettlement land refers to those lands which are utilized for settling caengeros, illegal forest occupants, etc. Suppression refers to a direct or indirect technique of fighting or combating forest fires. Timber, a piece of wood having an average diameter of at least 15 cm and at least 1.5 m long. Timberland, a land suitable for tree growth due to its limitation of topography and soil. Trespassing, an act of entering inside the public forest property without permission to whoever assigned forest officer therein. Vandalism, an act of defacing forest property owned by a certain person or by the public through writing.